right. Am I live? I can't see myself. All right, you guys. I'm doing a live video and I'm sitting down. So I'm using my computer to watch myself this time, and that's really weird. As you get in here, say hey. I'm gonna share this to the craft social. And looks like we got somebody watching. Hi there. This is what we're gonna make today. I'm sharing some stamp therapy with you today. Yeah, everybody. Okay, there we go. I think I feel good now. All right, so this is what we're gonna make today. It is this is stamp therapy for me. I was out walking on Wednesday. I've been trying to walk a little bit more. It makes me feel better. And slipped down the ice while fighting 5 ninjas. And I broke my leg. That's right. My fibula, distal end. Oh, Auntie Cheryl says what happened. Auntie Cheryl, I broke my fibula. Distal end, spiral fracture. It's non-displaced though, so that means no surgery. I'm in an air cast, and let me tell you, stamping is hard in an air cast. But Desi's here with me. Desi, say hi.
Hi.
Desi's here with me, and we're gonna get through our regularly scheduled program, and I'll share with you a little bit of the awesome new products that's really giving me joy right now. Let's see. Dang ice, says Kathy. Dolores can't wait to hear my story. It was ninjas, Dolores. Just ask Katie. Katie White. It was ninjas, right? I was fighting 5 ninjas. You should see those guys. Next time they try to fight me on the ice, though, I'm going to tell them, time out. Let's take this somewhere safe, guys. No, I was really just going for a walk, trying to fight the winter blues, and I slipped. All right, so this is what we're going to make today. And some of the things that I used to make it include, let me grab this little flyer here. Okay, so right now it's Sale-a-bration. When you place a $50 order, you get a gift with purchase. Level 1 gifts are $50. If you place a $100 order, you can get a level 2 gift. $150 order is either one level 1 item and one level 2 item. It's really a fun time to shop. And February 15th, Stampin' Up! Added 3 new items, 2 level 1 items and 1 level 2 item. So this Country Floral Dynamic Textured Impressions embossing folder, that's a mouthful, is brand new and free with a $50 purchase. I fell in love with it the second I saw it. And Wednesday, right after I broke my leg, my order came. So talk about craft therapy. I was listening to some training earlier this week too. I'm going to get personal. I don't care because I have a broken leg, so I think I can. I was listening to some training earlier this week, and the trainer was talking about how stamping is more than a paper craft. It's more than a crafting hobby, but it's also collecting. If you look up collecting in the dictionary, collectors, collecting is a hobby, just like stamping. So I think it's kind of like two hobbies in one sometimes. Sometimes we just buy the things we love because we want to have them and for the joy of that. And it's okay. People collect stamps and frogs and unicorns and erasers, and why not crafting supplies sometimes, you know? So I really felt that, especially this week when that box came. I was pretty low and got the joy of opening up this box with all the brand new products. And I'm going to share those with you too. It's going to be kind of a crafting and unboxing video. And so this is that beautiful Country Floral Dynamic Textured Impressions embossing folder that you can get free with a $50 order right now. And then here it is in action. This is what we're going to do today. And so just a really gorgeous tool that will last you a lifetime. All right, so then I decided that I was going to combine that with the Story Label Punch. And now that, you might be saying, what is that? Well, that is part of Stampin' Up's Sale-a-bration coordination. Starting March 1st, February 1st, if you're a demonstrator, demonstrators get everything first. So if you've ever thought about joining Stampin' Up and you want to know about the kitchenettes, email me, marisa@kitchentablestamper.com, and we'll talk about joining Stampin' Up. Getting stuff first is awesome. That's all I have to say about that. So the Sale-a-bration coordination is a bunch of new products that you can purchase during Sale-a-bration. And with those purchases, you can earn the free redemption items. So that's what I did. I got myself the story label punch, and I did buy the other items. You guys want to see those? Because I'd like to show you. I got the story label punch, and then, does you hand me those die sets right there? And then there's also I'll save that one for last, the Hop Around Framelits. So it's a brand new die set that coordinates with those awesome frogs from Sale-a-bration. So you can stamp and cut your frogs, but there's also lily pads and what are these flowers called that go on the lily flat? Water lilies. And it's just a really fun way to give your frogs some dimension without fussy cutting and some environment. And those are $27. And there's the lily dies, or lily framelits dies. These are really fun because it coordinates with that lasting lily stamp set. Now you don't have to cut those lilies out, and it's got these fantastic labels that you can go on using forever with any project. Really, really cool labels with that lasting lilies, or the lilies framelits dies. And those are $27. And remember, these count towards Sale-a-bration. So if you buy any of these items to coordinate with what you've already earned from Sale-a-bration, you're going to earn more rewards. All right, then there is the Call Me Cupcake Thinlits, and the Call Me Cupcake has the framelits to cut out the cupcake, bottom, cake, and frosting. And then it's got some really exciting cupcake picks and candles. It's got another little cupcake pick where you can put little words in there or other little images. It's got this dome that you can use to make a little glass dome for your cupcake, and a cake plate. And if you look at the sample on here, I think they did a really good job of showing how that dome works. You stamp your cupcake on Whisper White and then cut it out in the dome shape and then put it on a contrasting color. Let me make sure that you can see that, and I'm in the camera view because I am not standing up. Okay, so yeah, you guys can see that. Isn't that just really cool, that accessory piece? And of course you can use that with any other cupcakes or cakes that you have. So Stampin' Up! Did a really good job of adding pieces to these die sets that you can use in so many ways, not just cut out the stamp images. All right, then they also brought out this More Than Words stamp set, and they're words that mix and match with all of the current Sale-a-bration stamp set offerings. So with the Call Me Cupcake, with the, what's it called? Does you grab me that Sale-a-bration flyer? Today Calls for Something Sweet. Then the wishes that can be done two-tone, so you can mix and match with the cupcake set. And then, thank you. So it's a stamp set to really just mix with everything. Let's see here. All right, so here's those sets. I should get to the card quickly. I will. So Hello Cupcake, they have Today Calls for Something Sweet with extra sprinkles on top. And that Wishes where you can use with the sweet from the cupcake set. And then there's some mix and match greetings that work really good with the frogs. Jumping in, hopping by, and let's see here, like thanks for hopping by, thanks for jumping in. Oh my gosh, I need thanks for jumping in for all the people who already have jumped in to help me. Oh, I am so excited I have that. Thanks for jumping in, maybe with a unicycle rider. Oh, I just love it. All right, my kids wanted it because adulting is hard. They love that sentiment. So just it mix and matches with what's already offered for free in the Sale-a-bration, and that stamp set is $17. All these items can be used toward Sale-a-bration rewards where you can earn the level 1 and level 2 items like the Country Floral Dynamic Textured Impressions folder that we're using. You can order those new items, those new coordinating items, to earn the Painted Seasons bundle, which is a level 2 item. I'll get to that one here in just a second here. Or you can use it to do the All Adorned, to get the All Adorned stamp set absolutely free. So now here's I got both pieces of the Painted Seasons bundle. The Painted Seasons bundle is this beautiful distinctive stamp set, and it covers all seasons. There's this beautiful spring flower, pine cones, and like pine needles, pine branches, and the succulents and the leaves. It's bundled together with the gorgeous Designer Series paper. Now, I'm going to be very frank here for a minute. This paper is gorgeous. I'm going to show you. And if you love this bundle, it's free, the paper and the stamp set, with a $100 purchase. So if you've got a wish list, get it together and place your order, because this, I don't know that this will last. There are several items from Sale-a-bration that have already sold out, and I wouldn't take a chance if you really love it. So here's the spring, this is probably the spring paper. It's got the beautiful floral, and the B side is this great kind of Greek key pattern. I guess that's what that would be. So that's one. You get 3 sheets of each of these. Here's your summer pattern. It's got the succulents, and I love the color palette in this. You got some shaded spruce and granny apple, mint macaron. There's some petal pink in there. It looks like some powder pink. It just really has a depth to it. It's not just green. It reads very multicolored. It's got this great starburst on the back. I mean, really awesome paper. I wish it was available for sale. And then Winan says, "Oh no, just got here. Hope you feel better soon." Thank you, Winan. And Chris says hello. Hi, Chris. All right, let me turn this one right side up, because this is gorgeous. Here's the fall paper. It's got mushrooms and sprigs and acorns. It's really gorgeous with this mango melody and real red, little Sahara sand color palette. Just gorgeous. The back side of this is awesome. I love the two together. You see how great that paper is? All right, let's see. Make sure I'm still in the camera view. And then the winter paper is pine boughs and pine cones. Really gorgeous. I see some of you like this paper too. I see some hearts. Awesome. The back side of that, I love this herringbone pattern. It's kind of an offset herringbone, but this one really screams Merry Christmas, and this one really screams winter. So I love that when they thought about the 4 seasons, they gave us a very winter, a blue. This will be great with snowmen. And then they gave us this gorgeous pine boughs with the red berries. It does say Christmas. So what a thoughtful pack of paper. What a beautiful stamp set. And the last thing that was in my box of goodies, will you hand me that die set over there? Yeah, is that the die set? No, that's not the die set. Where did I put the die set? There's one more die set that I was saving for last. It really stinks not being able to stand up and get your own stuff. What would I do without Desi? Desi, I found it. All right, so the very last thing on the available March 1st to go with your Painted Seasons bundle is the 4 Seasons Framelits dies. And these little beauties will cut out all of those Painted Seasons images for you. I love that there's 2 of the pine bough, and there's 2 of this leaf, which will make, and there's 3 of the smaller leaf, so which makes cutting, you stamp all of your images first, and then you can cut multiples at one time. Less passes through the big shot is always a plus in my book. All right, so that is the new stuff, and that was my craft therapy. Perfect timing. It really was. It really lifted my spirits. So if you've got a wish list or something that you've been meaning to order, Sale-a-bration is a great time to do it. You can earn some beautiful products, and it's okay. Sometimes we just need to enjoy the products, even if we're not on the crafting right away. All right, so here's my project for today. I showed you my embossing folder. My stamp set is part of my story. This is a free with purchase stamp set that's available during Sale-a-bration. I love this stamp set. The sentiments are just so different from anything you're going to have in other stamp sets. So let's see here. When Anne says that she used to be sitting stamping, but now she stands and caught the image. Oh, and can't imagine sitting again. Isn't that the truth, Anne? Like, I feel so awkward sitting while I stamp, and especially since when I do Facebook Live, I work here, my camera's up here, and I look down through it. So trying to make sure that I'm in camera view and everything, oh, it's crazy. Hi, Darla. Gina's here. Hi, Gina. I didn't say hi. I'm sure I'm missing comments because I don't see them pass through as I'm working. I have to kind of scroll down on my computer, but I will go back and look at them too. All right, so I wanted to show you the other supplies that you need for this one. I have been really head over heels for this mini ruffled ribbon lately. A little bit goes a very long way on your projects. And I'd say I've got maybe 9 inches. And I'm just going to cut that off. I need a little bit of linen thread. So I got that dude. And while I've got it, while I'm showing you what I'm using, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So I'm going to take my ruffled ribbon and fold it. And then not exactly on top of itself, you see? Kind of like, I don't know, it's not quite like a ribbon either, like but it's just folded over off center. And then I'm going to take my linen thread and I'm just going to tie it up over under, and then I'm going to pull it tight. See, I can't even tie sitting. Oh, I'm just going to keep laughing because that's all it got. All right, so see, now you got this like little loopy thing, and then you go ahead and tie it one more time so it stays nice and tight, and then in a bow. And that's our little embellishment for this project. It brings a lot of texture and color. And then hold the center and pull the tails till you get a little bow that's nice and tidy like you like it. I say that's giving it some finesse. Oh, you know what I didn't ask you is to do? If you feel like sharing the video, we're getting started with the craft now. Please do. That's how people find out about me, and so I appreciate it when you do. All right, so there's our little embellishment made from those 2 fibers. And then, let's see here. I've got my story label punch and my sprig punch. We're going to use Stampin' pads for this project, our Coastal Cabana and Granny Apple Green, Highland Heather, Powder Pink, So Saffron, and Soft Suede. And then you'll need an aqua painter. I'm going to go ahead and emboss the panels for you. Let me show you the consumable products here. We've got a scrap of vellum cardstock, and this is probably 2 inches tall, and you need about 3.5 inches to punch those 2 sprigs, and we'll just do that right now. We've got Whisper White cardstock, got a scrap for stamping and punching our sentiment. We've got a Whisper White card base. You can use the thick or the regular for this one. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And then I've got another piece that's 4 by 5 1/4, and we're gonna emboss that one. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to move this stuff away. Desi, will you grab me my Stampin' Up! Big Shot? And let's get my folder here. What would I do without my daughter with 2 good legs, right? Thank you. Will you hand me my folder? I might have put it all the way over here with the paper. I'm gonna fall off my chair reaching. Okay, so here's my folder. I'm gonna just pop that right in there, kind of centered. And let's make sure you guys can see me in the view. I think that needs to come in a little more. All right, then Big Shot platform, folder, and the top plate. Oh, look at this. I did it backwards after all that. Or just crank that buddy through. Just one plate on the top and your platform, and this is going to give you that awesome 3D impression. Look at how gorgeous that is. Can you even stand it? Oh, the dimension there is incredible. Look at that rose. I love that some of the dots are higher than others. The leaves have a lower depth of impression than the rose, which just stands up from the side of the paper. It's just a gorgeous embossing folder. And what we're gonna do with that embossing folder, oh, look at that. You guys like that. I got hearts and smiley faces and thumbs up on that. All right, so I'm gonna start with my petal pink ink here, and all you wanna do is smish a little and get some ink on the cover, and we're gonna watercolor this. Let me bring it in here so you can see what we're working toward. I've got my aqua painter, and I'm just gonna squeeze it. I want it to be wet, and I'm gonna pick up some color. I'm really watering it down, and I'm gonna brush around and just color in. Now, here's what I'm gonna tell you about this. I did this just now before the video. I did this sitting on the couch, nothing underneath me. I was just swiping the color on. It is not technical at all. It takes a little bit to hit all the areas, but it is not technical. You will get beautiful, beautiful results without a lot of fuss, I promise. Just wet over the areas that should be petal pink. I'm doing the roses, and then come in with a little bit of watered down color and fill in over the image. All right, so that's petal pink, and you can go back and pick up a little bit more color if you want some more intensity anywhere. You can layer in more, but you don't want to saturate your paper too deeply. If you saturate too deeply, you can start to actually sag the pattern back in. Like the paper will fall down on itself. So you just want to wet the area and then pick up the color and then wash the color over. And if you find that your paper is pilling, or the color is blotchy, or that the impression is like melting out of your paper, you know that you're using too much water. All right, so you're gonna clean your brush in between colors. I'm gonna just hit on some of the other colors that I used and how I washed over, how it looks wet versus dry, but I'm not gonna do the whole thing for you. Go to the leaves now, and with the granny apple, it's a very bright, bold color, so you want to go real light with it. Clean brush, just swipe off to clean it. I will tell you honestly right now, I'm swiping off on my sweatpants. You just have a napkin nearby, and I just wet the leaves and then pick up some granny apple green and color in over. Now the granny apple green, because it's so bold, I found myself taking a more layered approach than with the roses. I come in and just pick up a little bit more after and add kind of a shadow. Do you see how I came in kind of with a light coat, and then down the right side of the leaves I'm adding a little bit heavier saturation of color. And then we can move over here for a minute and kind of wash in some really light green, and then use that diluted color to blend and pick up a little bit more. So I found myself doing a little bit more layered approach with the leaves. Believe me, it's not about perfection. It's just about getting that color on there. And it's actually pretty relaxing if you just enjoy the process and take it easy on yourself. So I'm gonna do just a few more little green leaves here. And then I wanna show you these little like sprig leaves that are kind of by the rose. What I did with those was kind of drew down the stem with a nice saturation on my brush, get kind of a dark color, and then washed in with a lighter saturation over each of the round leaves. And then picked up a little bit of extra color and kind of just went round on each of the leaves there. Do you see how they're starting to get some shape that way? And then as the color fades out of the brush, then you can go back and blend the areas that are a little bit darker into the ones that are a little bit lighter. Or you can go back and pick up some color if you need some more definition. So that's green for all the leaves and sprigs. And then, let's see, does anybody have any questions about watercoloring or about this kind of a technique? I'm gonna just wash over with some purples and some blues. I've got my Coastal Cabana here. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna save Coastal Cabana for last. That's yellow and the Highland Heather. Okay, so I've got soft, or so saffron in Highland Heather. Hey, Des, will you plug that in for me? All right, so for the So Saffron, I did these big kind of spiky flowers. And how I did those guys was really get some intense yellow on my brush and kind of dabbed in the center because it looks a little like the flower center has some, you know, pollen in it. And then I just washed back from the center, kind of following that spiky pattern, and colored over the little sprigs. Or I should say the little petals, they're not sprigs. And then you can wash with a wet brush to kind of soften the edges. That was how I did the yellow ones. The Coastal Cabana, I took a really loose mix of water and color and then did all these little flowers with the 4 petals and the round center. There's littler ones like in a cluster here, and then there's some bigger ones, and I just washed from the center out, really wet. It's just a very soft wash on my Coastal Cabana flowers. All right, so that's how I did my coloring. And just, like I said, I sat there on the couch. I had the paper in one hand, the aqua painter in the other, and the ink pad on my lap. And I just colored in. It's not a hard technique. It doesn't take a lot of, talent. It doesn't take a lot of skill. It doesn't take a lot of training. Just enjoy yourself and add some color. All right, so here it is. And I've done all of the petal pink, all of the garden or granny apple green, all of the Highland Heather, and all of the So Saffron, like the ones I showed you. And Avenel says, good afternoon. Hi, Avenel. I'm going to now just go in and wash those Coastal Cabana flowers. So you see, I don't even go to the end of the flowers with these. I have the blue at the very center, and then I'm washing it out as I get to the end of the petals. This is not even colored in perfectly. It's just kind of dab and go. I do the centers and then wash out from the center almost to the edge of the petals. If it looks too choppy, get in there with a little more color. All right, so what do you guys think of this embossing folder and this watercolor technique? Anybody gonna go try it? All right, let's see, did I get all my blue ones? Nope, here's a blue one down here. All right, how about now? You guys see any I missed? I'm gonna add just a little bit more intensity on the centers, so I'm getting some of the deeper concentration there. All right, I think I look pretty good there. That's it, we've colored it. Now I'm gonna just wipe off my water brush, cap it up, and let's stamp our greeting. Oh, I saw a thumbs up. You guys like that technique? All right, I've got my sprigs. We did our ribbon. Here's our white cardstock. And here's where our soft suede comes in. We're gonna stamp our sentiments. I've got You Are My Chosen Family on this one. It comes from part of my story. This You Are My Chosen Family. On this one I'm going to use Here's to Those Who Inspire Us and Don't Even Know It. So I'm going to ink that one up in soft suede. And stamp that dude. right on our Whisper White scrap. Ooh, pretty. That soft suede is inky. Nice, strong impression. All right. Now, while this dries for just a second, because I don't want to put it in the punch and smear it. I did that last week and learned a lesson. We're going to take some of these. I love these. These are my new favorite. These are the foam adhesive strips. We're going to take 2 of them. See how they just come apart? Nice long strips of adhesive. Super fun and easy. And paper snips. Going to peel my adhesive. And I'm going to go down the back of this piece. Now, because this is so deeply embossed, this strong adhesive is really important. You can use tear and tape here too if you don't want to bump it. But I love that I can get a lot of adhesive coverage. Use 2 of these, so I did 3. Then I'll take this last piece and I'll cut it up into quarters. I'll kind of go this way with it. I don't want this to sag. I am going to mail both of these. I have people in mind that I want to send them to. I feel too, this is going to get kind of sappy in a couple of places, I guess. I also feel that besides it's okay to collect Stampin' supplies, you know, and it sometimes serves its purpose just to collect them. It's awesome when we can use them, but sometimes it's just nice to have what we love. You know, it feels good. But I also am really realizing that I am so blessed. I have so many great people in my life. A lot of people have already stepped up to just give me a hand and to inspire and encourage me. And so I'm going to send these cards right away. That's the other part of our craft. That's just, we enjoy the collecting, we enjoy the crafting, and then we can send our beautiful creations to somebody else and just really make their day and speak love and joy into their lives. So, all right, I can't see this in the, and keep it in the camera view and get it centered. So excuse me for just a minute while I pull it really close to me just so I can get it centered, because like I said, I'm gonna send this one. Okay. I've got some soft suede ink on my finger too, so let's see if I can not ruin the card. All right, I think I got it centered. Can you guys see my head? Oh no, we can't see my head. All right, there. I got it on there. Now my sentiment should be dry enough to go ahead and punch it out. Here's to those who inspire us and don't even know it. And we're gonna just center that in our story label. Now the story label punch is made to coordinate with all of the sentiments in the part of my story stamp set. Whoever saw that coming, right? I have to say, I am so pleased with Stampin' Up! For coming out with these products, with the dies, with the story stamp, or with the story punch, and I really feel like it was Stampin' Up! Listening to us, because last year everybody wanted dies to go with their Sale-a-bration sets, and it was of course too late for Stampin' Up! During last celebration to respond to those requests or to you know, whip up some dies for them. But this year Stampin' Up! Came out with these dies, and I really think that that was them listening to us and innovating and changing. So I'm so glad that they did this, and I'm very happy to support Stampin' Up! With the purchase of these dies and these punches, because I love that they did that for us with these Stampin' Up! Or with these celebration stamp sets. All right, so I put snail all the way across the back of my label, and I'm adding on those vellum sprigs that we punched earlier. See that? And then we're going to take our little ribbon bow and tuck underneath the story label and start to tack it down in that snail adhesive. You guys see that? So the bow peeks out the end, and so does that little loop that we made. Then we got those cute tails at this end. Now if you need to, at this point, you'll know you might need to trim your tails just a little bit so they have good balance and don't hang off the end. Can you believe we're almost done? We went through my loot, did a haul video, and made a card with you guys today. All with a broken leg. How awesome is that? All right, so I'm looking for my tear and tape here. Darla says, very pretty card, cool technique too. Thanks, Darla. Darlene says, hey Marisa, cute card. Thank you, Darlene. All of that with a broken leg. Look at me go. I couldn't do it without Desi. Who am I fooling? Thank you, Desi.
Welcome.
All right, so I'm now gonna right over that snail and right over that ribbon, I'm gonna add some tear and tape. This is lumpy and bumpy, and the surface that we're tacking it down to is lumpy and bumpy. So don't be afraid of a little strong adhesive here. Let's just get that peeled off. Let's see who else is hanging around. Kathy says, love the card. Thank you, Kathy. What do you think of the new products? The new embossing folder, the story label punch. What do you think of the new bundle? I love that bundle. I'd love to hear what you guys think of the product. All right, so I'm going to center this right to left and make sure it's level at the bottom of the card. Maybe an inch up is about what that is. And then go ahead and tack it down. There it is. And part of my story. I don't know if it's all in there. I'll have to look. There. I think that should be good. All right, you guys, what do you think of that? Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry that I was late. If there's anything I can do for you, Stampin' Up, anything I can do to help you stay crafty, you guys can email me, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. If you'd like to place those orders and earn some of the new Sale-a-bration items, you can stamp 24/7 or shop 24/7. Marisa Alvarez at stampinup.net. I think that's it. Anybody got questions about the technique or about the new promotions? Oh, Chris. Hey, Chris. It's good to see you, sister. All right. If anybody's got questions about the project or the technique, just reach out. I'll be home on the couch this weekend. I'm growing a new fibula. It takes a lot of energy. All right, guys. Have a great afternoon and a good weekend.